Hello, everybody. Everybody, hello. The professionals are here. First, Tammy, you had asked me a question 1,000,000 years ago. And I think I gave you an answer, but I came up with a much better one. And I think everybody would want to hear this. Okay? Tammy once asked me about how do people who come to a different country, what are the first things they do to acclimatize themselves? And just recently, I wrote this to my kids. And I thought I've got to tell Tammy, and Tracy would know that question too. When we came to Panama, we came from Europe, which had 4 seasons, just like you have in New York. And Panama was, in 1938, very hot. I'm sure it still is, but now they have air conditioning. In 1938, nobody had air conditioning. We didn't know what it was. Even restaurants didn't have it. Okay? And the first thing my father said was this. He said, "We are not going to speak German, not one word, until we know how to speak English." So, not one word of German can be spoken. We're here, we have to learn English, and we will. So we did everything with sign language. I was 8, my brother was 10 and a half. We thought it was fun. And so, and it worked. And my first English sentence was, "I have a bottle of water in the refrigerator." And what did we do about the heat? We all lived in underwear, scanty underwear. And we showered constantly. The greatest joy, and I do it now in the heat wave, is to go into the cool shower, not cold, but normal temperature, like the body wants, and just shower. No soap, no lotions, nothing. Just stay in that shower until you're perfect. And I'm doing it with the heat wave. So Tammy, that's my answer. Okay, now let me begin the normal program. I decided that number 76 is so important. Yes, it's there. It's the same as last time. 76 trombones led the big parade. Da-da-da-da-dum, dum, 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 da-dum. Kenny is looking.
Yeah, but you can go ahead.
Okay. At any rate.
And it's on her feed. It's on Hetty's feed on her wall.
On my feet?
On your feed, on your wall.
Okay. There's a heat wave, people. Though today there was a breeze. And I was so happy. Okay? Now, what I had said about the stock exchange, it was so important that Eric had said, we're not going to sell our work anymore. We're going to do limited edition prints, signed and numbered, and whoever buys a print gets into the painting. Well, even though I argued with him, it ended up, there were so many people who wanted to be in it that I ended up doing 4 paintings. Were people which we did not sell, and people who wanted to be in it just had to do a $50 deposit. I can't tell you what the prints are worth now because we're not selling them until the pandemic workers shortage is over, and we can hire people to take them out of storage and do the work because they're big. and there's a heat wave. Okay? Now I think Kenny will want to show you the sketches again. They're right on the top part. This time I really felt efficient. Unless it's on the other side. I went through them. As I said last time, we're amateurs. At least I'm an amateur. Kenny understands computers better than I do.
I think all I have with this sketch
That's it.
Is this. Oh,
These are the ones. How do I begin? First of all, I sit down and I figured out what goes where. Okay? Because there is so much. I also figure out where the nearest rest stops can be, because I kept everything in normal. On the Lower East Side, I kept everything in my car. But there I couldn't. So I had to have the minimal stuff with me, the colors I needed the most, and I carried them in a knapsack. Yes. And these are the pictures that show the progression.
I think we saw those last time, but I could show them again.
I don't know. You decide.
Oh, no. Yeah. Okay. I'll just show
And then I want to talk about the stock exchange.
Yeah. I'll just show some. Mm-hmm.
Can you keep that one for me to give to John?
Oh, sure.
Okay? Now, today, because we already did part of this yesterday, and you're going to be hearing about the stock exchange in the other paintings I did of the stock exchange, I just want to say, don't be afraid of anything. Things are scary until you meet the people. For me, to walk into the stock exchange carrying my stuff, a knapsack and the easel and the chair, was intimidating for 10 minutes. People are people. The moment you are doing them, they become your friends. They couldn't care about anything else, but they want to make sure that they look good. And at the stock exchange, more than anything, how big their numbers are. Because they earned those numbers. They're very expensive. and they would say, make sure the numbers show up on the print. And they do. Okay, I'm going to change the subject because so much has been happening with my painting that I'm doing. And I need to speak about it. Can we just turn it?
Mm-hmm. I'll turn this. You don't have to turn that even.
Okay. Oh, you mean you're gonna walk? He's amazing.
He walks.
I would like you to, more than anything, center in on this. Because I gave myself a gift. Everything looked so ugly for so long that I decided I'm going to clean my palette, throw away the old paints, start fresh and new. And I did. It's like after you're very sweaty, taking a shower and feeling wonderful again. When I threw away the old paints and I started this, suddenly I thought, let me begin on one corner and make that corner as beautiful as I can, because it takes many layers. Oops, I did. Okay. Those of you who want to use oil, get an old t-shirt and put it on your lap, because oil paint does not forgive you. Once it sits there, it stays. Okay? So here's the palette. And here are my brushes.
Do you want to say anything about the colors? Or no?
I will as I speak.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Okay? Now, can you see the picture as we talk? Because this is the area I'll be talking about. Okay? These are all awesome people. You're going to see the painting when it's finished in about another half year. But until then, let me put my glasses on. I have them.
I saw them a moment ago.
I brought them. I have them. Hey there. Okay. I began with this table to do things to make them beautiful. Remember, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. And they're not going to be really beautiful until the painting is completely finished. Okay. This man is David Evanier, and he's a writer, and a wonderful writer. And I love writers because they ask questions that make you think. And he is doing a book on the Fortune Society, which is where I did volunteer work, but it is also where my daughter Joni is the head honcho. She is the CEO. And when he did that, he wanted to know her family. So not only did he interview me, but he interviewed the family. I put him here interviewing somebody. And then there are the Hoovers. The Hoovers are Mennonites. And when Eric was in the last stages of life, with their walkers, they came for miles and miles. And I said to Amos, what would you have to say to the world that comes after you? And he gave me a song, because the Mennonites sing a lot. And it's a song about clearing the road behind you for those who come. And he said, what we try to do for the next generation is to make the world better so that they will have an easier path. Because the Mennonites were very persecuted in Europe because they went against the law which said everybody has to fight for their country, but they will not fight. And they had to face imprisonment and hate and banishment because they would not fight and kill. So needless to say, I love them. Nora passed away recently. Nora fed us. Whenever we came there a lot. There would be fresh corn on the table and fresh food. And I wondered, how do they act when their children are a pain? So one day, they were doing the prayer, which they always do before a meal. And the youngest began to kick and shout, "Shoo fly pie," because he wanted dessert. And I looked, and Amos leaned over and gently put his hand on the little one's hand, and the little one stopped yelling. And on the way home, I said to my children, I'm going to learn. I'm never going to yell again. I'm going to be like Nora and Amos. And I think I was for a very little while. But you have to be a Mennonite to be as good as they are. And then, this is the first person who interviewed me. People have interviewed me, but Dr. Joe Schrand made me remember things that I had not remembered. He made me remember the story of how they took my father to arrest him when they were arresting Jewish men. And he made me remember the story. Dr. Joe, I am so grateful to you. That story is going to be, and already has been, begun by these two people. When you're done with them, Kenny, you're going to get up and photograph these two people.
John and Wendell?
Yes.
I'm getting them right now.
Okay, Dr. Wendell Wyatt and and not Dr., but Joe. John, see, I'm mixing up people again. And John Taracuso, who is doing what was supposed to be a short video of me, but sounds as if it's going to become a movie, an hour long. And I am loving it. I am loving it. And he's working on that now. And I found out something. I said to Kenny, how much does it cost to call California? And Kenny said nothing. I said, what? Because remember, I'm in my 90s and you paid according to distance. And I said, that's not possible. And he said, yes, it is. So I called John, and it didn't cost anything. I said, John, how come it doesn't cost anything? And he said, because they found it's easier now to charge a lump sum to put us into, there must be a word, into their system. So they're no longer wires to be bought. And it's true. That's as exciting to me, though I don't really call California much. But it's as exciting as the newest thing, which really blows me away, and that is the space, the outer space telescope. And I want to talk about it.
Before you do, should I just read you some of the things?
I would
people
love
said?
it, yes.
Well, John Taracuso said, Hetty, your calls to California aren't free. They're priceless.
Oh, thank you.
And Sandy says, love you, Aunt Teddy, from Sandy and Ishmael. And Jonah Burke is watching. Hi, Jonah. And Laura Silver is watching, and she says, love you, Hetty. And Yola Pitakas says, hello, my friend, love you. And she's watching. Hernan is watching. JT, John Turkisa says, big hugs from California. Carol Hodkin says, Hetty, you look beautiful. Greg is watching. Tammy Smith says, we are back from France, and we missed you. Marcia lets us know that the sound is perfect, as Tammy does. And there we are.
Oh my God.
Oh, and Hernan says, much love from Hernan.
Hernan. Hernan sends me such miracles. He photographed my family when Jesse was little, when Jesse was bigger, when Jesse was very much bigger. And every once in a while, I get a video of 9 years ago, 2 years ago. And I cannot tell you, Hernan, what that means. Thank you.
And let me tell you, too, that Amy Lauren says, in the old days, calling long distance was accompanied by a long distance ringtone, a special ringtone. And Dory is sending you hugs and kisses.
My Dory the genius. She's the one who does the YouTube. And Dory, I had to take one arm off. And because the legs of the little girl were in your arm, and that would be a perspective problem. So, but I'm going to make you as strong looking as I know you are. Okay. Now let me go to the feet, which interfered with her arm. Okay. I love to walk, and I started to walk around my block every day. And there is a garden. And now I'm going to mix, with the help of the family, I'm going to mix reality. Because Mr. Pitakas from Cyprus grows a garden of such greatness and such beauty. Kenny, I have it in my computer, but we'd have to find it. And let me keep talking in the meantime. Maybe if I could only get hard copy, then I wouldn't have to find it in the computer. But there he is. Okay? And there are my two friends and the grandchildren. She is a writer, and I have her book here, which is going to be painted in there. Let's see if I don't see the book right now. It's under here. It's a big book. It's a, by next week it'll be painted in here.
Yes. Get it.
Okay? Okay. And this is Yola, who's watching right now. And these are her grandchildren. And this is Elena, who's going to be showing her book. And here is this incredible, incredible gardener who created a garden of such beauty. Kenny, if you give me the computer and you in the meantime read whatever you can to me, I can find the garden. But we're going to create a garden here. I said to him, we're going to make believe you're selling these things.
And what do you want me to read? Oh, from people's comments.
Yes.
I think there's not more comments yet.
Then we won't. Then the garden will wait until next time.
Yeah.
Wait. I need Dory here because she would find things immediately. I spent a hellish day trying to find things, and the day's over, and I'll have it for next week. Maybe I can talk Yola to give me hard copies of this. Okay?
We'll have it for next week.
Yeah.
Don't worry, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, let me do something. Let me talk of other people. I'm going to have Eric standing somewhere over here, but with a dog. I don't know which dog, but I do want to speak about what I really consider the first family of Long Beach. And that is our amazing former assemblyman, Harvey Wiesenberg, and his wife, Helen, and the boy, who is Ricky. And I have them specially here. They're in right here in this folder. I have so many things which are special and so little brilliance. Kenny, this is Harvey and his wonderful wife Ellen. And this is Ricky, but I will show you a drawing I had done of him long ago. Before I do that, when I first began to work as a volunteer with children with disabilities, it was the Savitz family, who I believe watches the program quite often. And they started us with the little boy Craig. And it made us all become volunteers. My children, my dog, Eric and me. And when Eric and I decided we would do a book, because his mother, who was killed in the Holocaust, was a nurse. And in her name, we did a book, which Kenny is right in back of you. It really, I know where it is. Right. And the last page has Eric and his mother. Yeah, that's it, that's it. No, you had. That's it. Let me do it because my hands are empty and yours are not.
Might be in the front.
I'm not perfect.
It might be in the front of the book.
No. Kenny, next time.
Okay, you do want to show that other?
I wanted to show Eric and his mother.
Yes, I'll find it.
It should be all the way back, but it isn't. You got it.
It's not. It is.
Thank you.
Okay.
And what Eric had said when we decided that I should do drawings of these children, because they were never portrayed. Nobody wanted to show them. Eric said, go to Harvey. and we went to Harvey, and he gave me permission to draw in all these institutions. And that's where I did Ricky. And this is going to be them. But Vicky, I badly need your photograph. None of the ones you sent to me came out, but I was able to get these easily, but I need a good one of you. Okay, Vicky. People, Kenny's making signals that it's time to go. I think my children are as wonderful as they are because as children they went to do volunteer work with children who battled infirmities which didn't allow them to be seen. Become volunteers. I think in the world, the way the universe arranged things, if you don't put in, you don't get back. People who do not give get nothing. So become a giver. Rain comes and plants grow. Plants grow and we have food. If you do not give, you don't get. Unhappy people are the ones who don't know how to give.